guys? Welcome back to Guys at the Seven Football. I'm FPL Rich and I'm here with MIGS. And today we're going to go over our Game Week 4, how we performed in Game Week 4. Then we're actually going to go over a new section, the best wildcard players to pick, whether for Game Week 5 or Game Week 6. And then after that, we're going to go over our transfer plans for Game Week 5. And that's where we're going to end it off. All right, now looking into my Game Week 4 review, I managed to score 49 points with the total points of 263. I did go down in rank. Overall, it was a bad game week for, I believe, most of the FPL managers. Pretty much with only Holland scoring at my team and Smith Rowe as well. Overall, this game week was very bad, and I'm definitely looking forward to wild card with my transfer that I did do for Game Week 4. Joao Pedro was on the bench. It wasn't noted overall that Brighton had, or Joao Pedro had this knock, and that he was going to be on. He wasn't even going to be playing for Brighton, so it was very unfortunate in that sense. So overall, looking into my defense, pretty much no one did anything spectacular. Bunch of ones and twos. Same with my midfield, with a Smith Rowe kind of saving me within the midfield. Again, a bit disappointing on a bit disappointed on De Bruyne. He's not really outputting as I wished, but just one more game week and I will be wildcarding. Pretty much another captaincy on Holland. He could have gotten again another he could have gotten another hat trick, but he did manage to score 2 goals. And overall, just another game week to kind of forget.
Hello, everyone. This is MIGS, and I also did very bad this week, 2 weeks in a row now. But for me, I did 47 points, but I did a -4, so I got 43. And I also went down in rank a little bit more, a little over 3 million. I mean now, and just some things to point out as for my transfers last week, I did Ben White to Van Heck. I believe both of them scored the same points as Arsenal. I believe got the clean sheet, but I think this week I'm expecting a little more from Ben Heck. And then another transfer. This one, I believe, even if this is where I think if this player would have done a little bit better, I would have at least done a little bit better as well. But Mohamed Salah, Liverpool ended up losing the game. Salah only scored two points, and then everybody else 2s and 1s. Guardiola coming on in the second half, didn't start the game, and then Joao Pedro didn't play. But yeah, this is my game week, and I'm also looking forward to the wild card. Now going on to the wildcard players, this is a new section because I know most of us are going to be doing a wildcard next week. So this section where we composed a list of the best goalkeepers, midfielders, defenders, and attackers. And starting off, we're going to start off with the goalies. We got a list of 3. We got Raya, Becker, and Sells. Raya at 5.5, Becker at 5.5, and Sells at 4.5. I really think these goalies are really good players to consider for wild carding, especially I think with Raya, Becker, their teams are very good defensive teams, so they have very good potential of keeping those clean sheets. Sells also a goalkeeper that I think even for myself I'm considering a little bit more. I'm definitely considering Sells. Also like a good has a good defensive team. They beat Liverpool 1-0, but definitely a good goalkeeper in which he got the starting role from this Nottingham Forest this season. A little bit cheaper as well. Maybe you could get like 4.5s and just do a rotation between them. But these are the goalies that are good for wildcarding. And now going on to defenders.
Okay, so now moving on to the best defenders for this list. We have three on our list. We have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gabriel, and Aina from Forest. First on our list, we have Arnold at 7 million. One of those very premium, expensive players where we kind of showed on our other option for goalkeepers. We showed that you could probably go for a Allison Becker that would kind of allow you to kind of still have that defense or still have that Liverpool defense without having to spend premium on Arnold. Same with Gabriel. Gabriel has been a very good option for Arsenal or a very good option for FPL. He has scored last week against Spurs and Aina within that Forest defense. Forest has been one of the better defenses within the Premier League this season. Also coming in at that cheap 4.5 kind of million range. Aina is definitely a good option for wildcard. Now let's move on to the best midfielders for our this upcoming wildcard. Okay, so now moving on to the best midfielders. We have four options on this list. We have Saka, Smith Rowe, Salah, and Mbeumo. Saka has been one of the best players, especially for Arsenal. He has given us that assist to Gabriel against Spurs last week, and coming in at 10 million, he could be that third priced mid or premium midfielder if you're going for a Salah and Haaland draft. Moving on to the next person on our list is a cheaper option coming in at 5.7 is Smith Rowe. For Fulham, Smith Rowe has been the best performing player, coming a better player against Muniz, where Muniz has been benched over Raul Jimenez. So Smith Rowe is definitely one of the better options for that midfielder. Moving on to Salah, coming in at 12.7, definitely a very premium option. But I do believe Salah is definitely a must-have because it's either Haaland or Salah scoring every single week, and it's one of those options where you need to have Salah, especially within the next upcoming fixtures. Lastly, on our list, we have Mbeumo within that kind of mid-priced premium option that at that 7.1 million. Especially for me, I do believe Mbeumo is going to be a very good pick over my current player that I do have, Gordon. Newcastle has not been performing the best, as well as with Gordon and Isak. Isak has been he has been benched. He came out within the 45 minutes, and Mbeumo is definitely a very good option. So these are the best four midfielders to kind of consider for your wild card. Now let's move on to the best strikers.
Now moving on to the best strikers, we have Vardy, Haaland, and Calvin Lewis. Vardy at 5.7. He has some very good fixtures after game week 6, which in game week 6 he does have Arsenal, but after that I believe he's going to be going up against Bournemouth, Southampton, and then Nottingham Forest. Definitely a player I'm considering myself. And then we have Haaland, of course. He's top of the top. He had 2 goals this last weekend, and then prior to that he had 3 goals. So definitely a player that you must get on your squad, along with maybe like a Salah. And then going on, we have Calvin Lewis, also another player, 5.9. He did go down in price a little bit, but he, as of late, has been scoring and assisting, and he does have some very good fixtures as well. So definitely a player to consider in your squad.
Okay, now going on to our game or my game week 5 transfer plan. I do have one free transfer and 0.6 in the bank. As I talked about last week, I did transfer in Joao Pedro. Last week he did not play for Brighton. Very unfortunate. I'm definitely gonna be monitoring Joao Pedro, but for me, I'm thinking of kind of rolling the transfer kind of to get that extra free transfer when I do wildcard in game week 6. But especially if I'm definitely going to be looking at the news. If Joao Pedro is kind of out for game week 5, I'm definitely going to have to transfer him out for another player. In terms of which player I have in mind, I do believe I would be transferred Joao Pedro out over it for a Jamie Vardy. But for right now, I'm definitely going to roll the transfer. So given that in mind, I am lining up with a 3-4-3 formation with 0.6 in the bank. So my back three is as follows. I do have Pedro, Porro, Robinson, and Konza on the starting lineup with Gavardio on the bench. Gavardio also did not start last week. A bit unfortunate. I do believe he's going to start against Arsenal 100%. Whether or not he's going to keep the clean sheet, I don't know. So that's why I do have him on the bench. In my midfield, I do have Palmer, Gordon, Smith Rowe, and De Bruyne. Hopefully, some of these players do perform. I know De Bruyne likes to play those big games, and up against Arsenal, De Bruyne has always either scored or assisted. So hopefully he does perform against Arsenal. In my front three, I do have Joao Pedro, Havertz, and Holland. Havertz does have a tough fixture up against City, and he did not score up against Spurs last week. So I might have to put Gavardio over Havertz, but who knows? I'm probably gonna stick with Havertz just because he is a striker. My captaincy for this game week is on Holland just because he is on a roll. He's always been scoring, and I do believe he's gonna score against Arsenal. So that's my team selection. Let's move on to MIGS.
All right, so I'm now going on to my transfer plan for game week 5, and I will also be rolling the transfer solely because I want to. Next week I'm gonna be doing the wild card, and I want to after this wild card for this wild card I'm gonna definitely assess my game plan for FPL, as I haven't been doing all that well, but I'm gonna definitely just roll the transfer so I could be better placed after the wild card. I think I could this week. I mean, I already have Salah, Holland. I think I should be able to go without doing a transfer. I know if I was thinking about doing a transfer for Muniz. Muniz out for like a Vardy or a Duran, but I'm definitely just gonna probably roll the transfer. I know Joao Pedro hasn't been playing either, but definitely I think I'll be better out just rolling it for strategy purposes. And finally, going on to my lineup for this week, I do have a 3-5-2 with still 1.1 in the bank. I do have Guardiola, Robinson, and Van Heck as my defense, and then I have my midfield: Diego Jota, Cole Palmer, Mo Salah, Rodgers, and Winks, and Joao Pedro and Holland as my strikers. I have my captaincy on Mohamed Salah, as he is going to be going up against Bournemouth at home, and I'm shouldn't be the same as last week, as last week wasn't all that good, as I was expecting way more from Mr. Salah. But even with Diego Jota, I'm hoping he'll get something there. And then I have Harry Winks. He's gonna have his first start. He does have a good fixture this week against Everton. Guardiola does have a tough fixture against Arsenal at home. So I might do some last changes at the end, but Kwanzaa, I don't know if he's going to start yet. Muniz is on the bench, and I am expecting Mr. Joao Pedro to start this game. But this is my lineup, and I'm just honestly waiting for that wild card next week. I should be doing a lot better than the last week, but definitely expecting that wild card. Definitely going to be taking a different approach.
Okay, so that is all that we have for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week for our game week 6 wild card.